Hi, my name's Billy. I read books and I'm going to talk to you about the books I'm hoping to read or at least try in the month of June 2025. So I'm coming off the run of a couple of bad books. One I gave 2 stars to and the other one I DNF'd because I could feel myself getting into reading slump. So the books I'm going to read in June have to be bangers, have to be ones I'm pretty confident on they're going to be for me. I can't risk reading a couple of duds that are going to just sink me quicker than the Titanic. So I'm going to talk about them in a minute, but I am in the process of reading 2 books at the moment. So the first one is on my Kindle and it's the Maleficent 7 by Cameron Johnson. And I'm about halfway through this and I'm having a good time with it. It's a grimdark story. It's about, so let me tell you about the group of people you're following. You're following a pirate queen, a necromancer, a giant orc who loves to kill people, an ex-human god who is now not worshipped by anyone, who is now very weak, or weaker than he was, but still enjoys killing people, and a cannibalistic vampire. So if you like that kind of stuff, and the content that that book will bring you, you might like it. I'm looking forward to seeing how this story goes. In physical format, I've just started reading The Fountains of Paradise by Arthur C. Clarke, a science fiction book. As you can see, I'm only just into it. I've barely scratched the surface, so it's too early to say what this is going to be about, but I've read 2 of his books before, Childhood's End and Rendezvous with Rama. Really like Childhood's End. Rendezvous with Rama was just okay. So hopefully Fountain in Paradise with that lovely cover, I do like that cover, will hopefully hit the spot. But in terms of new books, I've got 3 physical books here I'll talk about. And these are all maybes. I don't read that quickly, so I don't know how many of these I will actually get to. And I am a mood reader, so things can change. But I sit looking at my shelves all the time when I'm reading in my reading chair just there. And this has been catching my eye. The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Buehlman. It's not that big. I remember people talking about this on Booktube a couple of years ago. Everyone seemed to like it. I don't really know what it's about, but it's been catching my eye. It's not too big of a commitment. I've always thought this would be for me, so I can give that a go. It's a fantasy story, I believe. Speaking of fantasy, I read book 1 in this series a while back and I thought, yeah, it was good. It was good. I wasn't blown away. All I ever hear about it was it's the best thing that's ever been written. It's, oh my word, it's fantastic. And I just thought it was, yeah, it was okay. I've got no issues with it. It wasn't amazing. And I'm talking about The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. I read The Way of Kings, so why don't I read book 2, Words of Radiance, which I've got in these 2 paperback copies here, because it's that big. Now, I'm not going to read both of those. I might read the first half. And I can guarantee that I'm not going to have a bad time with it. I don't know if I'm going to like it any more than Way of Kings, but if I just liked it the same as Way of Kings, well, fine, I'll have a nice time. I'll have a good time. I won't have any issues with it. And that's got to be my goal this month, is not to pick up a book that's going to be a risk. I don't think I'm taking a risk in anything I've spoken about here. Even Christopher Buehlman, just got a feeling he's going to be for me. Another one, I think may be for me in physical format. It's a historical fiction book. It's Giles Christian, The Bleeding Land. I think this is book 1 in a series, maybe, or is it a standalone? I don't know. It might be a standalone. I don't care. If it's soldiers fighting and killing people, I don't think I'm going to have a bad time with it. Giles Christian is, I've heard his name mentioned loads. I think he's a big name in the historical fiction genre, which I don't really read much of. But if I want to mix it up a bit, read something a bit different, that may be on my hit list. But that's just the physical books I have. I have hundreds and hundreds of books on my Kindle. So thinking of books or authors that I've read before, who I've had a good time with, that aren't fantasy, because I am beginning to think might be getting a little bit burnt out with fantasy. So what science fiction authors do I have on there who I like and I have more of their books? Well, I have Adrian Tchaikovsky, and he has some standalone science fiction books. Let me get this right. Cage of Souls and The Doors of Eden, or The Gates of Eden. I believe those two are standalone books. So they're always an option for me this month if I want something more science fiction wise. I say more science fiction wise. Oh yeah, after Arthur C. Clarke. If I'm in the science fiction mood, Tchaikovsky could be one. And the other one as well is John Wyndham, classic science fiction author. I've read 2 books of his in the past. It was Dave the Triffids, that's John Wyndham, isn't it? And then there was another one I read, and I'm sure it has something to do with the fashion industry in America and some potion or creation that was made. Either way, it was an interesting concept and an interesting tale. I just wasn't interested in the fashion industry in America back in 1940s or 50s America. But ultimately, it was good. It was a good idea, just not maybe the right setting for me. So I've got another couple of his. I'll have a look at what they are. And they're not that long. They read really well. They're not that dated. So give that a go if it tickles my fancy. But as I'm a mood reader, anything, and I mean anything, could crop up that I end up reading. But we will see. This is what's taking my fancy at the moment. So let me know what you're reading. What do you plan to read in June? If you've read any of the books I've mentioned, tell me what they're like, if you think I'll like them. And I will talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.